Hello everyone, I am Avin from Might Mechanical Department. So in this video session, we are going to learn about how to derive stiffness matrix for beam element. What exactly these beams are, where exactly the beams are used. So beams are generally used in bridges, buildings, automobiles and airplane structure. A beam is a long, slender. Slender is nothing but cross-sectional dimensions are relatively smaller than its length. So we call that as slender structural member, generally subjected to transverse loading that produces significant bending effects as opposed to twisting or axial effects. So like when you apply a transverse loading, so when it is subjected to transverse loading, so you will be having a transverse displacement as well as rotation. These are the two unknowns. If you consider a beam, so if you consider a beam of two nodes, in each node you will be having two unknowns. One is transverse displacement, one more is rotation. So the notations are given by, if you see the local transverse nodal displacement are given by Vi. So I represents node. For example, if I consider node 1, V1 is the transverse displacement and rotations are represented by theta I. So at node 1 it will be theta 1. Similarly at node 2 it will be V2 and theta 2 are the two unknowns. And shear force is given by Fiy for node 1, if it will be F1y, for node 2 F2y, and bending moment at node 1 will be M1 and M2. These are the notations used. Now consider a beam of two nodes. So in each node you will be having two unknowns, total number of unknowns of 4, represented by V1 theta 1, V2 theta 2. V1 theta 1 will be at node 1, V2 theta 2 will be node 2. So it is also termed by field variables. The force vectors also represented in matrix form. So in each node you will be having two variations, that is F1y and M1 at node 1, F2y, M2 at node 2. So F1y stands for shear force, M1 stands for moment. Similarly at node 2, F2y shear force, M2 moment. As you know, many theories are used to do the analysis of beam theory. So here we are using Euler. According to the syllabus, we have Euler-Bernoulli beam theory. So what does it states? Like it considers that the plane will remain in plane even after bending. Okay, whereas Timchenko beam theory considers shear deformation at the plane section after bending. So this is a very simple difference between these two. And so for deriving stiffness matrix, we are using Euler-Bernoulli beam theory. So starting with, like, what are the sign conventions are followed here? So the first one, like for example, if moment are in counterclockwise direction, so this we will consider as a positive. Similarly, rotation in counterclockwise direction positive, forces in y direction positive, displacement again in y directions are positive. This is the sign convention followed in Euler-Bernoulli theory. And like, so according to the Euler-Bernoulli theory, governing equations for beam with shear force is given by third order differential equations, and for moment is given by second order differential equation. So if you want to find a shear force, we will be using this differential equation, that is EI dQB by dx cube. So till here all the concept will act as a prerequisite for the stiffness matrix. All the data are required in further derivation. Please take a note of it. So from here the actual derivation will start. So like element stiffness matrix and equation using Euler-Bernoulli beam theory. So here the first step will be you need to consider a transverse displacement function. So this is the function transverse displacement function. V of x is equal to a naught plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube. This equation we will consider as equation 1. And the slope will be represented by theta x, that is differentiation of dvx by dx. Okay, so now you may think, what are these two, v of x and theta of x? So if you consider a beam with two nodes, at node 1, as I said, you will be having two unknowns. One is transfer displacement, one more is rotation. So rotation is nothing but slope. So slope will be represented by differentiation of v of x by dx. So we will be finding these two. So initially we considered interpolation function, and so differentiate this v of x with respect to x. You will get theta of x is equal to a naught is constant, that will be 0, a1x will be reduced to a1, a2x square will reduce to 2a2x, a3x cube 3a3x square. So we are differentiating with respect to x. So consider this as equation 2. Equation 1, equation 2. Now let us apply boundary condition at node 1. So what does the boundary condition states? At x is equal to 0, when x is equal to 0, v of x will be equal to v1. So you need to substitute, instead of v of x, you need to substitute v1. So then v1 is equal to, if you substitute x as 0, a1, a2, a3 multiplied by 0, it will be 0, left with a0. So at x is equal to 0, v of x will change to v1, v1 is equal to a0. So that is the term, v1 is equal to a0. Similarly for slope, theta of x at node 1, when x is equal to 0, theta of x will be theta 1. Okay, theta 1, then theta of x is equal to theta 1. And same, if you substitute x as 0, you will end up with a1. Theta 1 is equal to a1. Please remember what is a0. a0 is equal to v1, a1 is equal to theta 1. So these two are required when we are applying boundary condition at node 2, like when x is equal to L. So you need to remember these 2 points. Applying boundary conditions at node 2. So this is my point, node 2. So at this node, x will be L. So the total length is L. When x is equal to L, v of x is equal to v2. And as I said, this v of x will change to v2 and a0. So if you remember, I said a0 is nothing but v1, a1 is nothing but theta 1. So x you need to interchange with L, because at x is equal to L. So v1 plus theta 1 L plus a2 L square plus a3 L cube. And rewriting the same equation, like v2 minus v1 minus, so you will be minus theta 1 L, that is equal to a2 L square plus a3 L cube. So this is equation 3. Consider the slope equation, that is theta of x is equal to, like at x is equal to, theta of x is equal to theta 2. Then theta 2 is equal to, we know what is a1. a1 is nothing but theta 1. Theta 1 plus 2a2L plus 3a3 L square. And I can rewrite the same, that is theta 2 minus theta 1, that is equal to 2a2L plus 3a3 L square. So this is equation 4. So remember these two equations. You need to solve this equation 3 and equation 4 in order to get a2 and a3. So I will give you the assignment. You need to solve this equation 3 and equation 4 and obtain the value of a2 and a3. So by solving equation 3 and 4, you will be getting what is a3 and a2. a3 will be 2 by L cube, v1 minus v2 minus 1 by L square, theta 1 plus theta 2. a2 will be 3 by L cube, v2 minus v1, 1 minus, like minus 1 by L, 2 theta 1 plus theta 2. Now let us consider the equation 1. So this is trial displacement equation. and we know all the values of a0, a1, a2, a3. So a0 is equal to v1, a1 is equal to theta 1 followed by a2 and a3. You need to substitute all the terms, all the coefficient value a0, a1 in equation 1, and you will end up with the equation number 5. Okay, this is the equation. And we know that the force vector is represented by in this matrix form. What exactly? F1y m1. So we will check based on the Euler-Bernoulli theory, beam theory. We know F1y shear force at node 1 is given by EI d cube v by dx cube at x is equal to 0. So these all the equations are based on Euler-Bernoulli beam theory. And the difference is, if you check F2y, you will find negative sign. Why? So shear force acting in y direction will be positive, opposite to that y direction will be negative. Similar way, moment acting at clockwise direction, if you remember the sketch, clockwise direction it will be negative, counterclockwise direction it will be positive. So all the equations are written, and so what in we are next slide here, the v of x will be differentiated once, twice and thrice. Okay, dv by dx, and similar way double differentiation and triple differentiation. Is it clear? And I hope this differentiation is very simple. It's not a complex differentiation. You can follow it. In case if you find out, you just contact me. I will let you know how to do the differentiation, because this is very simple differentiation. I think the explanation is not required. Yeah. So now let us consider F1y. So F1y is shear force at node 1. So at node 1 we know that x is equal to 0. F1y is given by EI d cube x by dx cube. So sorry, actually it is d cube v, it has to be v, d cube, let me change that, sorry for the inconvenience. D cube here also, yeah. So at x is equal to 0, f1y it is equal to ei d cube v by dx cube. So we know this. See, d cube v by dx cube is given by the equation. So you need to substitute this equation here. So in this place we will be substituting this, that is ei is equal to 6 into 2 by L cube v1 minus v2 plus 1 by L square theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay. So I will be rewriting this entire equation in a simplified form. How is that? See, this is the last equation. By simplification I got this. How I am rewriting? See, node 1 we will be having v1 theta 1 and node 2 v2 theta 2. In similar way I am rewriting this equation same. So how I have done, I will just explain. F1y that is equal to ei 6, you multiply inside 6 into 2, that is 12 by L cube v1 minus v2 plus again 6 by L square theta 1 plus theta 2. Next step, I am taking L cube as a common outside. So we have L cube here. So 12 v1 minus 12 v2 plus 6, we have only L square here. If you take L cube outside, you need to multiply L in the numerator also. It is 6L theta 1 plus 6L theta 2. And F1y will be end up with, see, you need to rewrite this in terms of v1 theta 1, v2 theta 2 according to the sign. Same way I have written 12 v1 plus 6 L theta 1 minus 12 v2 plus 6 L theta 2. Now one more part, that is we are done with v1, and what is m1? M1 is given by negative, nothing but it is moment at clockwise direction, ei double differentiation of v at x is equal to 0. So at x is equal to 0, we know this. So substitute d square v by dx square. So d square v by dx square. So this entire equation we need to substitute here, and we know that x is 0. When you substitute x 0 here, this entire term will be 0. So the remainings are ei multiply 2 inside 6 by L square v2 minus v1. Again if you multiply by 2 here, 2 by L, 2 theta 1 plus 2 plus theta 2 plus 0. So because this term is 0. m1 is equal to ei, so I am taking again L cube as common outside, ei by L cube, so multiply negative inside, so this will be 6. So since we have L square here, this will be minus 6L v2 minus v1 plus we have only L, so you need to multiply in the numerator L square, 2L square, 2 theta 1 plus theta 2. Finally rewrite the same equation in terms of v1 theta 1 plus v2 theta 2. Now in order to write f2y, it is very simple, because if you check, see f1, f1y and f2y, so both are having same equation, but the only change is length L and you are having negative sign. So I will just show you. So f1y, like see f1y we have ei d cube v by dx cube, and similarly you have f1y ei L cube 12v1 plus 6L theta 1 minus 12v2 plus 6L theta 2. So for f2y, so shear force at node 2, so we have only change in negative sign. So what we are doing means just multiply, like change the sign. If it is having positive, change it to negative. Similarly this is positive, change it to negative, and we are having minus and change it to positive. So this will give the equation for the shear force at node 2. Is it clear? And now m2 for bending moment at node 2. ei d square v by dx square at x is equal to L. So similar way, substitute that d square v by dx square, that is ei 2 into the rest of the equation, and we know that there is an x here, so the x will change to L. Let me show you. Yeah, so the same function d square v by dx square, you see there is an x over here, so this x will change to L. Yeah, now multiply 2 inside ei, that is 6 by L square v2 minus v1, again multiply 2 minus 2 by L 2 theta 1 plus theta 2 plus 6 into 2 12 L square v1 minus v2 plus again multiply 6 inside 6 theta 1 plus theta 2. Take ei by L cube as common outside, so ei by L cube, so this will become 6L and this will become 2L square, this is 12L, 6L square. If you check, the respective position has changed. Okay, similarly multiply inside, and we should need only v1 theta 1, v2 theta 2. Okay, if you see here 6 LV2 minus 12 LV2, you will end up with minus 6 LV2, because minus 12 is greater than 6, minus 6. So similarly you will find other terms also. And finally writing all the equation, just a minute, I will change. Okay, so write down all the equation f1y, m1, f2y, m2. Okay, so we know that v minus m minus v m. So these two are positive, these two are negative based on the directions. Okay, similarly ei minus minus. So finally you will be having the equation ei by L cube by 12v1 plus 6L. Actually kindly change it to theta 1. In few textbook they are following phi, and in few they are following theta. So here I am following with theta 1. Kindly change the notation to theta 1. Is it clear? So need not to confuse. 12v1 plus 6L theta 1 minus 12v2 plus 6L theta 2. Similarly write down all the equation, and in order to get the final matrix form, that is in the form of F K Q, you will be having, just take the coefficients of it. So v1 coefficient is 12, theta 1 coefficient is 6L, and v2 coefficient is minus 12, and theta 2 coefficient is 6L. Similarly for the next equation, 6L 4L square minus 6L plus 2L square minus 12 minus 6L 12 minus 6L 6L 2L square minus 6L plus 4L square. So this form the stiffness. So this is the entire force equation, and here ei by L cube and this matrix will give you the stiffness matrix. So thank you for your time, and in next video we will discuss with shape functions.